Okay, hello and welcome. It's just so gorgeous today. I just wanted to get outside for a little bit. I've been sitting inside watching sumo most of the day, and I just wanted to take a breather before the second round starts. I hope, even though I'm done with my current jet series, and is the light going to just be blinding as I go around this corner? Look at all the autumn leaves. I just live in a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And I've got a car now coming up. It's about 4:30. The sun goes down fairly early now as the winter approaches. Anyway, what I was saying was, now that I've finished my current jet series, it's going to be probably 2 or 3 months before I do another one on the interview process. But I still want to respond to many of their questions that you guys have sent me via PMs. And I've gotten some really good ones. So if you sent me a message and I didn't necessarily respond in a text way, I hope to post some video responses here on my Taisha Jason channel and answer your questions. So if you have a question about being a jet or living in Japan, especially rural Japan, feel free to send it in. I'll do my best. So one question I got is, with the holidays coming up, obviously it's Christmas soon, what is it like being an atheist in Japan and being a teacher? Are you asked to teach this subject? Is there an emphasis on the religious aspect of Christmas, etc.? So let me just check my time. More scenery. Okay, so yes, I am an atheist. I, of course, didn't, arrive at being an atheist at age 3 or anything. I was born into mostly Christian household and grew up a Methodist, and, came to my atheism as a free-thinking adult. And being here in Japan has just, and especially actually I have to say, looking at YouTube, I think there's a lot of closet atheists out there who, there is no church we can go to or any kind of real organization for us to cling to, but there are so many well-spoken atheists on YouTube that I feel like it's kind of helped me, instead of saying, umming and ahhing when people ask me, well, what religion are you? I now am very fine with saying that I'm an atheist. But anyway, the discussion of atheism is for another vlog. This is specific to how is it being one in Japan. Japan is at once a very secular society in the sense that, no religion in the sense of Islam or Christianity dominates government or society in general. But of course, religion, the Shinto religion and Buddhism to a certain extent, infuse every aspect of Japanese life. So it would be ridiculous to say that Japan is a non-religious society, but it certainly doesn't affect many of their decisions. I'm not articulating this particularly well, in the same way that it does, say, in America, where it very much divides Americans. But more specifically to being a teacher here, yes, you will be asked as a Westerner to talk about Christmas. Of course, I'm a fat American, so being asked to be Santa Claus is something that happens every year, and usually I oblige, because obviously Santa is a symbol, and the Japanese have co-opted Santa and the gift-giving process for Christmas way more so than any kind of religious aspect. So every now and then I do try to explain to the students, if they're older, that there is a reason why Christmas is on December 25th, and in fact the word Christmas has the word Christ in it, just so they know that it is a religious holiday in its core, even though it's been co-opted and become this very material thing. There is a reason why we celebrate it if you're a Christian. So, but if you were Jewish or Muslim or something else, I think it would be fair game for you to say, you know, I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't have that tradition in my family, here's what I do, and talk about, you know, whatever you do. But, you know, so will you be forced to teach it or whatever? No. Will you be asked? Yes. If you're not comfortable with it, feel free to say, you know, look, I don't, you know, believe in this, or this isn't my thing, or, you know, I didn't grow up doing this, and I'm sure that they'll be very flexible. In the same way that, you know, Thanksgiving is coming up, every now and then I'm asked to talk about that. If I were from England or, you know, Australia, I wouldn't know about Thanksgiving, or Halloween even. So you won't get asked other minor holidays, like you won't be asked about Easter very much, the 4th of July, I don't know, you know, what other holidays I can mention here. But, you know, I've had Jets that are Irish really go all out on St. Patrick's Day in March and really talk to their students about it. Or, you know, if you're from another country that has a special day, you know, and that's part of the reason why we're here. So definitely emphasize the things that you want to talk about, and I don't think you'll be forced to teach Christmas. Let me check my time one more time. Ooh, the sun's just setting. You're getting kind of a good contrast. So, what was my final thought on this? And you know, I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, your day-to-day life. Religion as a subject, you know, when I've been out at parties or, you know, school nomikais, you know, or enkais, you know, school drinking parties with teachers and stuff, it almost never comes up. They'll assume, in the same way that they assume all Americans own a gun, that you are, if you're a Westerner, that you are a Christian. They'll just assume that you are, and until you say otherwise or something comes up where, you know, you need to delineate the fact that you're not, they just will assume that you are. But it rarely, if ever, comes up. There is, for instance, in the textbook for the 9th graders, a small unit on Christmas cards. And it's actually set in Australia, and how the Christmas cards in Australia have like Santa surfing and stuff because it's actually summer in Australia. And so you will, you know, oh, car's coming. You will occasionally encounter it, and there's another thing in the textbook about the singing of Silent Night. But even though you're an atheist, you know, to try and, I don't know, how am I trying to say this? To try and say that, you know, these Christian traditions aren't omnipresent in the world, at least in the Western world, would be ridiculous, because obviously the holidays in America are predominated by Christmas. So, you know, to give your kids a cultural understanding of that. But, you know that the Japanese, like, December 24th, even bigger than Valentine's Day, is the biggest date night in Japan. It's when all the guys try to ask out their girlfriend, or the girl they want to be their girlfriend, and, you know, love hotels and places where they can go and have sex and stuff. It's like bigger than New Year's Eve. It's the biggest date night in Japan. And there are certain little weird, quirky Christmas traditions here in Japan that have like nothing to do with Christmas in a weird way, like Christmas cake and getting your chicken from KFC, and I can go into that in another vlog. But anyway, I'm past the 9-minute mark, and this has been a bit of a ramble. But yeah, if you're an atheist like myself, don't worry about coming to Japan. I think it will be no problem, and in your day-to-day life, you'll just find it refreshing that religious dogma doesn't necessarily, you know, overwhelm your day-to-day existence like it does in some countries. Okay, so that's another vlog, and I thank you for watching. I'm going to go back in and watch some more sumo now, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye!